Hi, my name is Mason Dukacek, and I'm the co-author of the book Sales Utopia: How to Get the Right People Doing the Right Things Enough Times. When it comes to your employees, wouldn't it be great if there was a way to take good people who are performing as liabilities and put them into another role where they could be more of an asset? What if you could just get them to do better in their current role? What would that mean for you? Fewer hours on the job? Less frustration and aggravation? More forward progress? In addition to getting more work accomplished, if you could do that, you'd save all kinds of recruiting costs and maximize your investments in training too. Could a simple employment test or psychometric test be part of your overall strategy? Let me share a few ideas and let you decide. If so, how would that work? Let me give you an example and show you how. Let's just say Polly Perfect is an honest, reliable, hardworking employee with great knowledge of your products and services. Unfortunately for you, she's not performing well in her current position, which is outside sales. The blown opportunities are costing your company a fortune. Your company has a lot invested in training her. She's got a great attitude, but the results you'd hope for when you hired her just haven't been there. Her future in that role isn't looking good. Is there another role that might fit her better? Let me demonstrate using an employment assessment that is quite popular with managers in this predicament, the Personality Plus. Simply pull up the profile grid for Polly in her current role, which is outside sales. You'll see all the traits listed from top to bottom along the left side of the screen: organization, sensitivity, imagination, flexibility, recognition, tension, probing level, social need, assertiveness, and competitiveness. For each of the 10 traits, there's a scale ranging from 1 to 12. The green bar reflects the range of behavior, a target zone if you will, that is ideal for that trait in each specific position. The dot represents where along that scale of 1 to 12 that Polly Perfect fell for each trait being assessed. Notice it was a 10 on organization and a 7 on sensitivity and a 6 on imagination and so on and so forth. If you notice along the right-hand side of the screen, there's a profile score. A person can score a maximum of 10 points each time their dot falls inside the target zone for each trait. If you notice, Polly earned fewer points each time her dot fell outside the ideal target zone for each trait. The further away from the target zone, the lower the score. Notice how she fell inside the green range here, the target zone here, she got 10 points. She fell a little bit outside on sensitivity, she got 7 points. She fell further outside on organization, 4 points. At the bottom of the page, the trait scores are totaled. The closer to 100, the better the match between the person and the job. 90 to 100 is an excellent fit, 80 to 89 is a good fit, 70 to 79 is a fair fit, and so on. The more gaps there are, and the bigger those gaps are, the more performance risks you have when you put a specific individual in a specific job. Think of gaps as risk. In our example, for the outside sales position, Polly fell outside the target zones in 6 out of 10 traits. She was way outside the target zones on organization, sensitivity, and competitiveness. Her total score was a 73. To help you get the most out of each employee, the assessment also breaks out training and management tips for each trait so managers can surround each struggling employee with the specific tools, teammates, and training they need to help compensate for the gaps between what a job requires and what an individual brings to the job. However, in cases like Polly's, where there are too many gaps and the gaps that exist are too big, sometimes it just makes better sense to find someone else for the position who is naturally a better fit. It's much less resource intensive. Here's something else to think about. What if you used a psychometric test like this for pre-employment testing? Clearly, it's an advantage when you figure out how to use an employment assessment like this in a different way and compare potential job candidates to the demands of each job so that you don't make the same mistakes of hiring misfits over and over. A pre-employment test like the Personality Plus even provides you with targeted behavioral-based interview questions which allow you to explore in more depth in advance any gaps that exist and makes your future selection processes easier and more effective. You definitely want to make sure that the people you bring in to fill positions in the future fit the job better than the ones you wish to replace. There's another whole free video series I created to help you explore pre-employment testing applications like that in more detail, and I hope you find time to check them out. Back to the main issue at hand. The beauty of using psychometric tests like this one is that there are no right or wrong answers. A person who is a liability in one role can be an asset in another. Such is the case with Polly. Let's compare her to the behavioral demands of a different role, such as retail sales. So let's go up here and hit close. And look at sales, retail. There we go. Notice how Polly's dots fall inside the green target zones in almost every area. And the one area she didn't, she was close. That was imagination, so she was close. Notice also how the only thing that changed was the pattern of the green target zones along with the scores that compared her to them. By moving Polly from one role she wasn't suited for into another one where she is, you would be able to solve multiple performance problems with an absolute minimum investment of time and resources. I hope you enjoyed this short video. More videos are available at www.reverseriskconsulting.com.